Good morning, distinguished guests, executives of EGA and of CSA Alliance, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I must first of all congratulate the organizer of this particular event for setting up this coming important activities that will spread throughout, not only in Thailand or in ASEAN, but throughout the world. And I think that the theme of this two-day gathering is very appropriate and timely, and that is digital transformation. I don't know much about what's happening in the ASEAN region today. I've been far away from the ASEAN circles for a number of years now, but when I was the chairman of ASEAN Working Group many years ago, we learned that the ASEAN 10 member countries have vast interest in the development of the so-called ICT at that time and digital at this time. So I think naturally we certainly have a lot of things in common and a lot of opportunities to work together. I hope that soon I'll be able to join the ASEAN digital gathering in a more meaningful way. Let me, before I forget, thank all the sponsors that make this two-day workshop a reality. Without your contributions, it will be very difficult for the organization to work on this particular event. Let me just mention that ASEAN, if you think about it, is at the crossroads today. We have 629 million people. For mainland ASEAN alone, meaning CLMVT, Cambodia, Laos, PDR, Vietnam, Myanmar, and Thailand, it's about less than half, or 250 million. And if you consider the global growth today, is inevitable to look at ASEAN as a growth engine of the whole world today. Looking at other different regions of the world facing financial difficulties, facing political difficulties. So this region is in fact something that is enviable for many other regions of the world. Now, to grow from here, apart from the traditional economic and social development, if you agree with me, digital technology is the prime mover of what's going to happen in the next few decades. And indeed, during these 3 to 5 years is quite crucial for all ASEAN member countries to look into how digital technology can transform the nations. And that's why the digital transformation keyword is very important. In Thailand itself, the reason why the organizer put up 4.0 is because as a whole, we have identified the next level of Thailand from the current 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 to 4.0. Not necessarily mean that we will push everything to 4.0. However, we need to set a clear target of where the country is moving toward. For high-end people like you, working on cloud, working on data center, working on big data, we are talking about stepping from 3 to 4. And I would hope that all of you are 3.0 today. no less. Okay. However, if you look around in our own country, we'll see that portions of the society is still 1.0, 2.0. Agriculture, for example, some SMEs, and some industrialization. So we need to step up from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. So that's the idea behind it. However, 4.0 also tells us that the country cannot just move either in the linear or non-linear path of development alone. We also have to move in terms of recognizing the current S-curve and how the country can elevate to another new S-curve higher than the existing S-curve, if you know what I mean. In reality, we are talking about how to set the country to another level, not the whole country, not every industry, but some industry or parts of the country. That's why we are talking about how to establish aviation industry, brand new, something we never touched before. That's why we are talking about making Thailand medical hub. That's why we are talking about deploying the pervasive power of digital technology into every sector. And cloud is part and parcel of this initiative. I just want to highlight the fact that today we are moving at the speed that we have never seen before. For your information, this year alone, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society will install fiber optic broadband to 24,700 villages this year alone. We already have some kind of broadband to about 30,000 villages. So that makes about 55,000 villages. Thailand has in total about 75,000 villages. By the end of next year, with the help of our friend, the National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission, or KSTC in Thai, Thailand will fulfill the government obligation to connect every village in Thailand with broadband, with high-speed internet. And this will change the country. It's rare that I will say this kind of big word, but think about it. Even though you are so far away in a remote village, over the big hill of mountain of Mae Hong Son, of Nan, of Chiang Rai, there will be broadband connectivity to the villages. So transformation with regard to infrastructure is something that I would want during the course of 2 days for you to identify, especially for the ASEAN region. How can we accomplish digital transformation through digital infrastructure? And it's not only broadband or terrestrial, it's also submarine cable, it's also satellite technology. But just use the same example. Once you have the superhighway going to the remote areas and cover the whole country, the next step is to think about how to create values. You are in business, you know, value creation. How to create values so that the people, the villagers, those have-nots that we have identified, will for the first time be able to earn more income through digital network. And today it's possible. Today, some of you here may be startups. I would like to say that today startups do not have to belong to Bangkok startup only. They can be anywhere. because startups come with mindset, comes with creativity. Startup in Mae Hong Son, startup Chiang Mai may be more creative than startup in Bangkok because of the environment. So it's the opportunity and the ecosystem that's very important today to provide opportunities and to transform them from salaryman into startup that can help themselves, that can earn, that can become millionaire even if they do it right. So back to this village internet or village broadband. In Thai we call it Net Pracharat. From now on, we are going to work on how we can empower the villagers to do e-commerce. They have broadband, they can do e-commerce, they can do e-trading. It becomes more simple today because we can equip them with e-marketplace, we can equip them with e-payment, and we can also equip them with e-logistics. Think about it. It's not only you who can do business today, it's the villagers who used to not having any of these opportunities. But once they are settled with this e-commerce platform, they can now start thinking about how to sell their local OTOP products, how to sell their environment so that homestay can prosper, how to be able to sell their little resort, hotel, so that worldwide customers, worldwide tourists will know them. We'll be able to pay them through e-payment. We'll be able to do e-reservation and so on. This is the power of digital transformation. Now I can talk a bit more, but I don't think that I have enough time. So let me conclude by saying digital transformation needs to cover digital infrastructure, needs to cover the impact of digital on economic development, needs to cover the impact of digital technology for social improvement, for example, digital health. And I am happy to say that Thailand has been at the forefront of providing universal healthcare service. And in recent years, we also have on board private sector who have contributed to the healthcare service, especially in deploying digital technology to empower the healthcare workers to do better jobs. And in Thailand, we have these village health volunteers. And I just learned from the Minister of Public Health that we have done this for a number of decades now. And today, believe it or not, we have more than 1 million village health volunteers. And I'm happy to report to you that just a few days ago at the WSIS, the World Society of the World get together on Information Society, which is still going on in Geneva today. One of the Thai companies, I guess I should mention the name, AIS, has got the WSIS award for their contribution in digital OSMO, digital village health volunteers. And I must congratulate them. And it's not only AIS, there are also other companies in Thailand who are contributing that. So my thanks to all other companies as well. This is just a small example of how PPP, or the partnership between public and private, can be enhanced, not necessarily from government alone, but private sector can also contribute to the well-being of the society, to the welfare of the society as well. So PPP in digital transformation is something very important for us to consider also. We also need to talk about digital transformation with regard to e-government or how to improve efficiency of the government by the work of digital technology. Last but not least, the bottom line of all this is human resources. May I just mention that it is important today for any country in ASEAN to work on improving the digital workforce, to work on revamping the outdated curriculum in universities, and to be able to create digital awareness to the population as a whole by several means, even the traditional or simple apps, so that users today can learn more about digital technology. We have so many tools and applications today, but to keep things in the proper perspective would enable Thailand to step up to another level, to another S-curve, to 4.0, as the government has set the policy for you. It's not only this government doing this year, but we do it so that Thailand could make sure that it reaches that target, whatever government comes in the future. This is important for you to understand, and this is important for participation of private sector, participation of communities, work together with government, and us all in Thailand work together with our friends and colleagues in ASEAN countries so that the whole region can prosper at the same time. We don't leave anybody behind. We don't leave any nation behind. But if ASEAN prospers, Thailand will prosper. Singapore will be better off. Cambodia will be better off, and so on. So let me leave you with that. And again, let me congratulate the fine effort to host this ASEAN CSA Summit 2017. And may I now declare ASEAN CSA Summit 2017 open. Thank you very much for your attention.